Following a recent update, the VelocityOne flight stick and rudder pedals are now compatible and work together. In this video I'll show you what updates you may need to do and how to connect and configure the units and have you up and running in no time at all. Welcome back to the SimHanger, my name's Mark, thanks very much for watching and let's get started. Just for clarity, the control center which you use for updating the VelocityOne flight, rudder pedals and so on, and the Turtle Beach VelocityOne flight stick app used to update the flight stick are available via the Windows Store and should be downloaded. Step 1. Let's go to the Turtle Beach Control Center and make sure that our rudder pedals are up to date. Once in the app, select the VelocityOne rudder. You can do this either directly on the Xbox or via the PC, and make sure your current firmware is version 1.0.1 or above. If you haven't updated your rudder pedals and not sure where to find the Turtle Beach Control Center, then check out my review video on the rudders, link in the notes below. Also note that the flight stick uses a different app. For further information, check out my review, details in that video on the flight stick, and once again links in the notes below. Step 2, an essential step, is update the VelocityOne flight stick firmware via the flight stick app, once again on PC or Xbox. Regardless of whether you're doing it on Xbox or on PC, make sure your flight stick is in Xbox mode. This is critically important or the update will fail. If the app says your firmware is up to date, you're good to go. In my case, a new firmware update is available, version 1.1.6. Time to update. Select the update box and the update should start straight away. The whole process will take a couple of minutes depending on your broadband speed. Once the update is complete, you're good to go. It should say your device is up to date and you can now exit the application. To connect the flight stick to the rudder pedals, you require a USB-C to USB-C cable, and I purchased mine directly from Amazon. And you need to be a little cautious on what USB-C cable you purchase, as not all will fit. Turtle Beach are also offering a free USB-C cable. Contact them via customer support, providing your order number for the flight stick and the rudder pedals, and they'll send you one at no cost to you. If you do decide to purchase your own, note the USB-C cable has to fit into one of the plus ports and not the power port. And you'll see here that the USB-C ports are inset into the housing of the unit itself. So if you've got a USB-C cable with a large shoulder on it, well, it won't fit. The cable I purchased was one of those recommended by Turtle Beach as being compatible, and the small external housing made for a nice and snug fit, as you can see. A number of cables are recommended by Turtle Beach. Details are on the Turtle Beach Simulations Discord. I recommend you visit there before purchasing. My cable from Amazon UK meets the Turtle Beach recommendations, and attention should be paid to the specifications of the cable itself. I'll also leave a link to this cable in the notes below. Use the normal standard cable to connect the power to the Xbox, and the USB-C cable that'll be connected to the rudders should be in one of the plus ports, as shown on screen. With the other end of the USB-C cable connected to the rudder pedals, make sure it's a blue and not a white light showing. White light means direct connection, that's for PC. We want pass-through mode, so we should have a blue light. To change from direct connect to pass-through mode, just hold down the mode button, and it should change over. For Xbox, it must be a blue light. With everything updated and connected, the flight stick should indicate version 1.1.6, and to the right of that should be a small rudder icon confirming successful connection. And now on to our final step. We no longer need the twist rudder on the flight stick, so we need to turn that off. Turn the wheel at the base until we come to rudder lock. There it is. Into that menu, the rudder lock is currently off, and we're going to put the rudder lock on. As we no longer need this function on the flight stick, we've got it on the rudder pedals. That's done, we can now exit to the main menu, and we're ready to jump into Sim. So we can effectively test the rudders, select a suitable aircraft, and place yourself on a runway. We've got one or two things just to check and a little configuration change, and then we'll be ready to take to the air. So we hit escape, and then we're going to head to the control options menu. Make sure VelocityOne flight stick is highlighted as the active controller, and then let's head over to sensitivities. All we want to do at this stage is check that the axes are recognized. Firstly, our rudder axis left and right is joystick L, axis 2. That's great, we have rudder. Now we need to test the left and right brakes. For that we'll need to scroll down, touching on our brakes as we go so we can look for an axis that's moving. And we can see that the left toe brake is joystick L, axis 12. And that seems to be functioning as expected. And now for the right toe brake, and that's joystick L, axis 13. Great. We're done. The sim recognized the axis on the rudder pedals. I've already got a profile that I've created which uses the rudder on the joystick. I don't really want to overwrite that, so I'll quickly create a new profile before I make any configuration changes. To do that, I'll head over to the preset manager and select duplicate. Give it a new name. I'm going to call mine SimHanger GA Rudder. Easy to identify. Now I can make changes to this profile without affecting any others. With my filter on assigned, I'm going to search by input and move my rudders left and right. And I can see there that it identifies the rudder axis. That's all good, no changes needed here. Now to check the brakes. With my filter now on all, I'm going to type in brakes and see what is assigned. I've currently got joystick button 18 to my brakes, which is in fact the trigger. I no longer need that, so I can delete that. So I'm going to select the box to enter the config mode, clear current input and validate. And joystick button 18 has been cleared. Now I'm going to clear out brakes from the search by name box, collapse all the menus and then select brakes. I need to assign the toe brakes, right and left. And I want to assign them as an axis so that the brakes are progressive. First of all, I'm going to do the right brake. There's the right brake axis. I'm going to select that box to enter the configuration menu. Note I'm selecting right brake axis and not right brake. Careful not to move my rudders. Push my right toe brake down. Joystick L, axis 13. Validate, and that's assigned. And now to select the left brake axis. There it is. I'm going to click in the box and repeat the process as before. Start scanning, and then I'm going to push the left brake down. Joystick L, axis 12. That's fine. Go ahead and validate. And I now have both axes configured to my brakes, and my brakes are progressive. I can apply a light touch of brakes or full brakes, depending on how hard I press the brakes down. Apply and save, and we're ready to jump back into Sim and give it all a test. I'm in the DHC-2 Beaver today. Rudder axis is working fine. Now testing left and right brakes. They're both working independently is what I want, so I have differential brakes, something very important for a tail dragger. And I can vary the amount of pressure that I put on each pedal. Push it all the way down or push it slowly forward to apply a small amount of brake. That's perfect. We can now jump outside to the external view. I'm now moving my rudder left and right, and I can see it's moving through the full range. While I'm here, I can check the elevator on the flight stick and the ailerons as well. All good. With my parking brake off, pushing both my left and right toe brakes fully forward and increasing the throttle to make sure that it's holding the aircraft firm. And as I increase the throttle, I should start to see the tail lift, which I did. Excellent. We'll now test the differential brakes. Once again, I'll apply some throttle. We'll get moving again. Then I'll just touch the left and right toe brakes, and the aircraft should pivot accordingly. Also applying a tiny amount of rudder, but it's mainly the brakes giving me the opportunity to turn. And now gently applying the brakes. I want progressive braking because as a tail dragger she's very prone to nose over. In this video I'm not going into sensitivities, but this is the perfect environment for you to go back and adjust the sensitivities of your rudder, but I would recommend leaving your toe brakes on the axis directly linear. And that's it, we're all set up and ready to go and take to the air with our flight stick with our VelocityOne rudders connected. Just a note for those of you that are interested, there's also a mobile app now available for both Apple and Android phones, designed for the flight stick and allows you to change various parameters, colors, connects via Bluetooth, and is an alternative to using the inbuilt menu wheel. Search for Turtle Beach mobile app. Well, I hope you found this useful and informative. Great to see the flight stick and rudder pedals now compatible for the Xbox Series S and X. All I'm waiting for now is a throttle to go with the flight stick to turn it into a complete HOTAS system. I know one's in the works, and I'm certainly looking forward to that. Let me know if you'd be interested in that in the comments below. Thank you very much for joining me today. Look after yourselves, see you again soon, and bye for now.